Okay, so now we're moving to lesson number 5, and we're going to talk about one very specific topic, which is sex. Sex, and we talk about sex, we talk about the psychology of sexuality. So the lesson this time is very simple, very simple. Let's talk about two things. One, what is sex? What is sex? Sex refers to an act, sex refers to body anatomy, or sex refers to a lifestyle, Sexuality. How do you live your sexuality in terms of values, in terms of what you consider important, and so on and so on. But if we have all those things for what is sex, the next question is what is gender? So people continuously confuse the concepts of sex with gender. Gender in our field is defined as the social construction for what is masculinity and what is femininity. So, social construction, meaning what society has in terms of expectations for what you're supposed to be doing depending on your sexual anatomy. So, if you're born with a penis and you're a boy, you have a set of expectations. Like what? Color blue, you may like, cars, you may like rough things, and you can think of all the different stereotypes, right? If, on the other hand, you're born with a vagina, then you're a female, you're a girl. And there comes a set of expectations with that. You're supposed to like dresses, you're supposed to like the color pink, you're supposed to wear long hair. That is all, however, gender. That is not sex. So gender is a psychological thing. What society expects depending on your sex. That is a very basic concept. Sex refers to physical anatomy. Gender refers to the psychological constructs given to you by society. So now, that being given, within the word gender, you have identity and role. What is gender identity and what is gender role? I need your full attention for this. If gender refers to the social construction or the expectation of society for what is supposed to be male and female, identity is how do you feel internally according to that expectation. The expectation for me as a male is structured. Do I feel internally like a male? That is my identity. Gender role is how you act. So according to society, I'm supposed to be doing this and this and this. Say as a male, I'm supposed to be the one that brings the economic support to the house. That would be within the expectations of a gender role. Am I doing it? Here's what I want you to know. If gender is an expectation from society, internally, you may feel indeed like that, but externally you may act in a different way. It could be the case that even though I'm born like a male, internally I may feel more connected to the expectations of the female gender, but I still decide to act in the role of a male because I don't want to be judged, I don't want to be discriminated, I don't want to be stereotyped, or so on and so on and so on. So it can be very hard for some people to fulfill the roles of their sex because their gender feels identified with the opposite sex. This is how you feel internally. It has nothing to do with orientation. Orientation is just, sexual orientation is who you feel attracted to, but that's a different topic. Gender identity is how do you feel internally. So, let's just quickly give out like a couple examples. For example, when you talked about gender roles, imagine if, as a man, you go to a bar where it's full of men. Think about it, because it happens quite a bit. You go to a bar full of men. Everybody's drinking beer, and you feel like ordering a more fruity drink, something with an umbrella or something like that. Some men can really feel the pressure to conform to the crowd. They may feel that if they don't do that, if they order something different from the rest, they may feel like they are not acting man enough. You know what I mean? Now let's take an example for the girl. From the female perspective, according to the expectations from society in a heterosexual relationship, the man is usually the one that has to take the first step if you want to ask out for a date or so. What happens though if in a heterosexual relationship or before there's a relationship, a boy likes a girl likes a boy, but the boy is way too shy? The girl cannot take the first step because it is not accepted in the society. The girl has to throw in all the signs, but the girl may not be able to really take the first step because it is not fulfilling the role of the expected society. So what happens? They may have been the perfect match, but they never end up even going out because the boy never took the first step. So gender roles are something that is psychologically influenced strongly by society. But realize that gender is a social construction that has nothing to do with your body. It is so strongly ingrained with us through pressure that we strongly may believe that our thought for how we're supposed to behave is strongly connected to our physical anatomy. It is not. Gender is a social construction for what is male and female. Sex is your physical anatomy. Within gender, how you feel internally refers to identity. How you act refers to how is your gender role. All right, revisit that topic. We will talk a little bit more about this in sexual orientation discussions. All right.